Errol, thank you so much. I'm out here on the floor in the 7,000, so make sure you get out here. I'm with the Yooz team, and we are having a ton of fun. The energy's starting to get this way. We just had the drum line come past. But guys, Laurent, John, thank you so much for joining us today on the floor. We've had a couple conversations with you guys, and I always kind of start with the fact that accounts payable, accounts receivable, the back end of accounting is maybe not the sexy thing, it's not the dig ad, but it's super important to business operations. Can you talk a little bit about how the business operations with you guys involved have really been transformed around the auto industry as you brought your technology in?
Yes, it's all about digitizing and with Yooz going way beyond digitization, but automation, and how we really bring automation through the end-to-end process of payables, from capturing the invoice to paying it, right? And we've built amazing technology. We're ahead of the competition on a lot of fronts, so very exciting stuff, and we make accounting sexy again.
I love it, and the pink shirts say it all day,
right?
For sure. John, obviously, as a CFO, you struggle with some of the same things in the accounting world that an accounting personnel in a dealership might. How have you, alongside building with this team, leveraged your personal pain points to help this team build what's necessary for accounting teams in auto be successful?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think we are looking at how do you automate the AP process start to finish, because creating those efficiencies keeps you from having to hire more people to process invoices as you scale up the business. So it creates a lot of expense reduction, or at least expense maintenance, where you're not growing your expenses in line with your revenue and as you scale up the business.
Yeah, it's interesting to me, like when you want to scale business, but you can't scale personnel at a direct linear relationship because the profitability would never be there. Yeah. And this is a time where especially auto dealers are trying to figure out in consolidation and growth how to get efficiency during growth and not have to potentially hire out all of these positions. You've recently announced a couple new products in Q4 of last year that are doing some really cool things that we were talking about mid last year. Can you talk about those new enhancements?
Yeah, so the most recent one is Yooz vendor statements. So it's essentially we're automating the statement to invoice reconciliation. This is quite amazing. We've heard that it was a massive pain point for a while, and we brought it to life in Q4, and so far the reception of that new feature has been amazing, and we're making people's lives easier, reducing the stress of reconciling those very complex documents. And for some of our clients, really, we realized some of them were not even doing it because they just didn't have the bandwidth. So now we're making the quality of their accounting, the accuracy of their accounting better, because they can take the time to do that because it's automated, so it's easy.
Yeah, that's awesome. When you guys think about like how to get people on board with the automation of this, right? Instead of having to just print the paper checks and do all the things manually, do all those checks in the DMS or whatever. What are some of the things that people bring up as hesitancies, and how would you address those?
Yeah, I think it's always a challenge when you're looking at new technology. I think the thing that helps people overcome it is, if you think about the typical invoice, it takes about 9 minutes or so to process it. With automation, you can get that down to 1 or 2 minutes, where you're checking the accuracy of how the system coded it and making sure it's at the right department or the right account. It creates those efficiencies. So if you're looking to, again, scale your business up, rolling out automation is key to doing that. And the faster you do it, the faster you get those benefits.
And I would add that it goes beyond accounting, because in the dealership world, for all of our clients, there are parts departments, there are sales departments, everyone is involved in that approval process, right? So we bring the efficiency way beyond the accounting department and really empower all those users to have visibility and easiness of approval for all those invoices. So
can you talk a little bit about that approval process in particular? Because I think it's like, hey, is this one good to pay? Are we good there? Like, how do you solve that pain point in particular?
Yeah, and the pain point today that we see a lot is that people have to exchange via email, or find people in the dealership or in the departments to get that information. With a fully automated workflow and with Yooz, you have the ability to do parallel approvals, so you can get all of that with that automated flow, right? And this is much faster, much easier for all of that. This also gives visibility into all the departments, into what they're spending, when this is going to get paid. If they have to dispute something, this is easy also to give everyone visibility. So, you know, a lot of benefits for all the departments in the organization that are going to be using that.
If someone's interested in this, can you speak to some of the integrations that you have natively for the platform, probably specifically with the DMS or some of the banking systems that might make sense for people to look at?
Yeah, so we're proud to be DMS agnostic or ERP agnostic as on a broader scale, but we've integrated with all the major DMS that are actually here at NADA today. With the first one, we worked with one of the largest since 2015. We're exclusive with that partner for 5 years, and in 2020, we really went after all the major DMSs. So we have very good integrations. We can always do better, don't get me wrong. We're always pushing the boundaries with them to try to get more integrated, more automated, whether it's for the invoices, for the payments, which is also a feature we launched in the past 18 months to automate the payments as well. And yeah, if we don't have the integration, we'll build it for our clients.
That's awesome. What are you excited about going into 2025 that either you're building or you're kind of thinking about how to solve more pain points?
So vendor statements just launched. We're really excited about that. We're going to push more on the payment side because we've built a lot of the integrations needed. We're also launching technology around fraud protection, fraud detection to find forgery on documents. So really excited about that. And John could touch on that. This is a growing pain in a lot of organizations, right? Fraud.
Where are we seeing fraud and forgery primarily right now?
You see it all over the place in AP. So on the travel side and especially in invoice, it's very easy for vendors to fake invoices. And so we're seeing more and more of that. I think the system we're using now, AI, to detect that and try and cut that down, but I've seen it across the board in almost every company. And I like to tell people, either you have fraud today and you haven't detected it, you've just been lucky and it's a matter of time, or you know, you've already had it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, well, hey, you guys are making accounting sexy again, whether it be the pink shirts or the products that you're bringing to market. So thanks for spending a little bit of time with us to tell us about exactly what you're doing. Errol, we're having a lot of fun out here. Follow us along. Have a great day. Back to you.